another one grows there.
Okay.
So another leader will emerge. We may not have one leader emerging to represent Raila. He may be represented by a battery of leaders who will champion his cause. Was it canvassed somewhere and then Kahiga decides to be the mouthpiece?
Oh.
Or is it something that he just came up with by himself without consulting? You know, it leaves a lot of questions that need to be answered. Because you'd ask yourself, why should somebody just come up in a multitude of people and also in a funeral talk about this? Was it canvassed before? And if it was canvassed, with who?
Great to see you. Hello there and welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Jadil Kibero. It is exactly a week since Baba left us. Kahiga says he left us and it seems like a blessing in disguise for him, something that has made him resign from the Board of Governors. He was its vice chair. It is totally disrespectful, irritating and disgusting for someone to say that about someone who gave us the freedoms that we have today. My guest today is Indimuli Kahi. He's vying for the gubernatorial position of Vihiga. He was a principal in this country, served Machakos High School, Chavakali High School, and also at the Kenya
Secondary School Heads Association.
Great to see you. How are you doing today?
Quite fine, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
I'm glad that you're here. Let's talk about this governor of Nyeri first. Why would he come and say something like this at such a time when the country is mourning?
I would want to say that is irresponsible. It is indiscipline to a person of his stature to talk like that. The country is mourning, and we all, and I remember seeing him also reading a message of condolence. Then you'd ask yourself, was that message genuine? If you talk like that. This is a situation which now makes people imagine one community is celebrating. But it may be misconstrued to be like that. Because you'd ask yourself, why should somebody just come up in a multitude of people and also in a funeral talk about this? Was it canvassed before? And if it was canvassed, with who? So it is, to me as a teacher, and Kahiga having been a teacher like me, I read mischief, I read an indiscipline, and I read a misdirected person.
You have said something very interesting. Could it be have canvassed?
Yes.
And if it were, by whom? So what do you mean by that? Do you think that maybe leaders in Mount Kenya can be thinking the same way? Of course, there are many who have called him out. But why come up with such assertion?
Well, you know, you'd and I've seen people discussing. That's why I'm saying, was it canvassed somewhere, and then Kahiga decides to be the mouthpiece?
Oh.
Or is it something that he just came up with by himself without consulting? You know, it leaves a lot of questions that need to be answered.
You're now in the political arena,
yes.
Vihiga. Gachagua, people were expecting him to do more, appear maybe in Nyayo or go to Bondo or speak about Raila. We've seen a statement from him on his social media platforms. Why do you think Gachagua has been silent despite the calls for him to speak?
You know, as a leader, you also look back on what you may have said or spoken. And then something happens. It becomes very difficult for you to very quickly change your tone, you know. And I think it was right, in my view, for him to have just kept quiet, based on what he had said before. Take time so that when you come to speak, you are able to right the wrong you had done, and then now communicate any good message or condolence message that you may have. If you look back, sometimes back, I don't know which year it was, when we had one of the ministers in Kenya talking about the death of Bishop Muge, you know, Kondo. And when he warned him from going to Busia, I think, that if you come to Busia, you will die, you know. And it actually happened. That when now he had gone to Busia and he was traveling back to Eldoret, he got an accident and died. You see, it is difficult now for the leader to retract that statement. Everybody now looks at you as the person who caused the accident. Maybe the accident would still have happened. So what we are saying is, in all our leadership positions, we must be very cautious on the statements that come out of our mouth. We must be measured. Even when we are criticizing something, we must be measured in that criticism.
And it's not just Mutahi Kahiga. I've listened also to Professor Naituli, who seemed to give this perception that now that Raila is gone, the field has been leveled, as Kahiga is saying. And there's a lot of ODM conversations, whether there is crisis, whether they will stick together, whether they'll follow what Baba did for this country. With Baba gone, what is your general assumption or perception of the political field now?
With Baba gone, it gives an opportunity for other leaders to emerge. We cannot say that now he's gone, the field is level, leaders will emerge. In our vernacular, we have something that it's a kind of a grass. If it is uprooted from somewhere, another one grows there.
Okay.
So another leader will emerge. We may not have one leader emerging to represent Raila. He may be represented by a battery of leaders who will champion his cause. So it should not, people should not feel that with the Raila gone, there will be a free field for people to do what they want, mess up with the constitution. And no, there are those leaders who had put Raila ahead, and now that the head is not there, they will take up that vacuum. There will never be a vacuum in leadership. So it's not something to celebrate.
There's some who think, who did Baba endorse, or who did Baba give the kingpinship, or who should take over from Baba? That's another question. From where you sit, did Baba do just with in his absence that someone else can be followed by his community? And in community, I also mean the people who are in ODM.
He may not have been very, very open on who should take charge. But, you know, Baba, who is one person who would talk in parables, who would, you know, give a story, and it's through that story that you are left to interpret, you know. Like when he's saying issues, people are talking about issues of the party, and the Secretary General is talking more about the party. And, you know, Baba comes and says, you know, when the Secretary General talks, he's communicating the party position. And you who has been saying the Secretary General is wrong, you know, he's giving a direction there.
He has already given.
He has given.
That is,
and even when he says, lakini enda pole pole, zingine unaenda pole pole. You know, he's actually telling the people that is the position, but take it, let's go slow on it fast. You know?
So based on that, can we say that the SG who is there now, Sifuna, is the man to be listened to?
He's one man people will have to look at as ODM, because as a Secretary General, in my view, he's carrying the ideals, the policies, the aspiration of the party as a Secretary General. So he should be able to give direction. And I hope maybe that opportunity will be there. You know, there's going to be a lot of, you know, push here and there when we are looking for, the party may be looking for the leader, because Oburu Odinga is in an acting capacity. When now it comes to now, let's get the main leader, the one who will be the flag bearer in, we may see some jostling here and there. If we look at the speeches made on that day, is anything to go by. Because in my view, from where I was sitting, I would see a kind of competition. One saying, when I was with Baba, this is what he told me. Another one comes, this is what he told me. This is what he told me. One says, the last instruction we got was this, you know?
Yes.
And we need to look at the context in which this is said. When you look at the current chair, Gladys Wanga, was referring to an instruction, according to her, given during the burial of Phoebe Asio, if you listened to her very well. When Sifuna and came to talk, he was referring to the meeting they had in some hotel, where he was saying, this is what Baba said in that meeting. The Gladys Wanga was talking of what Baba said in the during the funeral of Phoebe Asio. So you'd ask yourself, which one came first? Was the burial of Phoebe Asio first? And then the meeting in a hotel was second, came later. So which is the latest? Is it the meeting or the burial?
Of course.
And when you pick as the latest, then you would say the latest is the last instruction.
Which ODM will field a candidate.
You know, ODM will field a candidate.
Of course, you've been a leader, not just in Kenya, not just in Africa, but also internationally amongst teachers. There's this confusion that is in ODM. And now you're going for Vihiga as governor, and of course, there will be a lot of conflicts that need to be resolved by you. If you're to be asked about ODM, which is the best way to solve this conflict that they have internally, broad-based, or we go and deal with Ruto in 2027, we say one term?
In leadership, as I've always said, you listen to each other. You talk to each other, not at each other. So the two different groups that may be having different opinion on the way forward, in my view, they must sit together and share their fears for one reason. These others share their fears for the opposing reason, and together come up and talk with one voice. Because if they do not, then we can see some people may choose to pull aside, you know, and once you start talking in two different tongues, then you cannot hold together. So they must just sit and face each other boldly in a boardroom and not in meetings out there.
And they come up with one resolution.
One resolution, and come out as a party and say, this is our resolution.
If they don't do that, will we have ODM in 2027?
It will be there, but it will be in a different form, in my view. It will not be in the form in which Baba has left it. If they don't sit together and reflect back on the ideals of the party and where the party leader had wanted them to be, and even what his wish should have been come 2027. You know, if I listened to them very well, and I would do my own assessment. Now, some were saying, we will be in government.
Yes.
The other side was saying, Baba said, we shall work on this 10-point agenda up to 2027. After 2027, we may field, ODM will field a candidate.
Yes.
You remember? There's that talk. And I remember that's when Sifuna was asking that Baba asked, who told you it will not field the candidate? But listening to one of the vice chairs during the, the deputy party leaders during the Mashujaa Day, Simba Arati, in his address on Mashujaa Day in Kisii, was even welcoming His Excellency the President to come and run on an ODM ticket. And remember, this is a deputy party leader. So if you look at that and you look at the talks, they may be talking one and the same, but different versions. This one saying, we will be in government.
Yes.
The other saying, who said we will not field a candidate. The deputy party leader is saying, come and be our flag bearer. So ODM may present a candidate. And that candidate may be President Ruto. So they didn't say the name of the candidate, but they say they will present.
What do you think will happen politically if Ruto joins ODM and vies with an ODM ticket?
It will completely change the political scenario again. Will he join ODM and dump URP? UDA?
Maybe
or are they going to merge or continue forming a coalition? So it's an interesting space to continue watching. So that we see in 2027 will ODM and UDA today, are they going to form a coalition together? And when they form the coalition, will it be still a Kenya Kwanza coalition, or it will have a different name because ODM would have formally joined? Or is one party going to dissolve and get into another one and present one candidate? So we have interesting times ahead in politics. It is true with the demise of Honorable Raila Odinga, the political landscape is going to change. And management of this change is very critical for the nation. Very critical. We should not be reckless in whatever we shall be talking. We should put the interest of the country ahead. Because if we mismanage, so to speak, this transition, we may bring a country in a situation where we are pitting maybe one community against the other. Yeah. So management of this, the absence of row, is very critical, not only for the party, but also for the nation.
For leaders in ODM who are going to vie for different seats, what's your advice to them now that ODM seems a little bit divided, whether to be in broad-based and whether to field a candidate? And people, I don't know whether you're in ODM, whether you're vying in Vihiga as ODM, you can tell me about that. But what's your advice to everyone in ODM who's thinking, should I remain silent and wait, or should I look for my own party?
If they believed in the ideals of the party, and they were there as because they believed in this party and that this party is the right one to give direction, then they must put their voice on the table.
Oh.
All of them. And rebuild, not really rebuilding, reconsolidate their energies into ensuring the party continues as strong as it had been seen to be. Because give it to ODM, they have a very strong numbers of people, you know, who are religiously behind it. Though people would say these were really religious followers of Raila Odinga. And therefore, and Raila Odinga being the party leader, they were following their party leader. So the way that leadership will be canvassed and get one should be in a way that all these followers they have had must remain intact for them to continue being the ODM that is known.
And you said
but
it's
if
about
they,
management.
Management. This is entirely management. If they leave these followers to disintegrate, then the party will lose.
Will you be going with ODM?
You've asked me whether I'll be going with ODM.
Yes.
No, not really at the moment. I've not thought about it. Not only because of Raila having passed away. No, even when he was alive, I had not thought about running on ODM. So it is not in my thinking at the moment. No.
Maybe now that you're here, maybe you can salimia watu wa Vihiga, tell them what you're doing, what you're planning to do for them.
Yeah, I would say thank you, people of Vihiga. As I said, I'm running for the position of governor of Vihiga County. Ready to bring together all our people so that we speak with one voice, people of Luanda, people of Muhaya, people of Vihiga, people of Sabatia, people of Hamisi. We want to work together in this so that we bring our county to where we would wish it to be. A county that is vibrant, a county that continues to churn out people in academia, and we have very strong people in academia from Vihiga County, people in sports, very strong business persons. And this county, we need to continue being number one in that area. And that's why I want to present myself, to put it there.
Of course, we'll have a longer conversation about Vihiga maybe later on. Today we're just focusing on Raila's demise and you know what is happening in the country. Mutai Kahiga has made a lot of people peace, and you've said it's not about division now. It's about unifying the country. This is Indimuli Kahi. You said you were at the Kenya...
national chairman, Kenya Secondary School Heads Association, president of the African Confederation of Principals, and executive member of the International Confederation of Principals.
He said it's about management. Maybe ODM should look for him. Maybe look for him and he can help you with resolving the issues that are there. Until we do talk again, have yourself a lovely rest of your day. I remember I had this conversation because Lucy Moria was with you here. I wasn't even going to record. And then I found you with Lucy and I said I have to talk to you so that Kenyans may know that there is wisdom that is out there and there are people who are ready to take over leadership of this country. Lucy was away for a bit, but her channel is back. So you go to Lucy Moria Network on YouTube. You can find a bigger conversation with the guy sitting next to me, the next governor of Vihiga. I'm not supporting him yet. I need to hear a little bit about him, but I believe he will win. And also, till we do talk again, have yourself a lovely rest of your day. Remember, it's about management. Let's not divide this country. Leaders, please don't have this rhetoric. Please have yourself a good rest of your day.